measuring stick just changed around here, buddy. You're looking at it.
You are now listening to the Outsiders Podcast, the most exciting and hard-hitting show on the net. And now, bringing it hard as always on the Kansas City Chiefs and the NFL, here are your hosts, Clint Schweitzer and Noah Groniger.
And we are getting ready to bring on Mr. Alexander, former Houston Texan, former Florida State Seminole. He is currently an NFL free agent, but looking for a team, and I think he's going to find one.
I think he is. Possibly maybe the Kansas City Chiefs if we have an injury at inside linebacker, or even if we don't. We've got Akeem Jordan there. We've got Nico Johnson, a fourth-round pick. I'm not really sure about either of those, how solid we are there. So I could easily see us bringing in a Mr. Alexander.
See what John Dorsey thinks about that one, but I think, Mr. who played 2 years with the Houston Texans, 2 playoff appearances. We're going to see, kind of where his head's at right now as he's looking for a team, but also his thoughts on, being a Florida State Seminole and then his transition into the NFL, where he played 2 seasons with the Houston Texans. So we're going to go on and bring on Mr. Alexander.
I'm just saying, I don't remember him being good like that.
And on the Outsiders Podcast right now, currently we have joining us Mr. Alexander, former Florida State Seminole and a former Houston Texan. Mr., how you doing? Welcome to the show, my man.
How you doing, man? Thanks for having me.
Oh, it's great to have you on. Great to be talking some football here as June gets going. Of course, you're currently a free agent. Where does that stand right now? Of course, you played your past 2 seasons with the Houston Texans. Where will Mr. Alexander be playing in 2013?
As of right now, I'm not totally sure. I'm mostly just working out and staying in shape, make sure I'm ready for any team that calls me.
Of course, going back to your Florida State days, you're a Florida State Seminole, and this is a program that is on top of the world, at the point when you guys were there, Bobby Bowden. But I want to go back to this. In the middle of your career, you had a coaching change. You experienced a coaching change with Bobby Bowden retiring and Jimbo Fisher coming on. Talk about how that, any memories you have, of playing for Coach Bowden, and then what it was like, transitioning in the middle of your college career to a different coach.
It was great. Bobby Bowden and Mickey Andrews and the whole coaching staff, they were a great group of people. Of course, all the graces they put in the league, and more so the men they made. And I was happy and glad that they chose to pick me as a recruit in the class of 06. So I was more than happy to play for Coach Bowden. But then when Jimbo came along, it was great for me because I went through a lot of injuries at Florida State, and I was kind of down on the depth chart. And then when Jimbo came in, basically everybody had to start off from square one. So that was great because I knew I could work my way up the depth chart with the even playing field. So I was more than happy about that, and that gave me my chance to blossom. And so scouts, NFL scouts, what I could do. So I was more than happy and blessed and grateful for Jimbo and the whole staff and Coach Hudson as well.
You played with 2 first-round quarterbacks at Florida State, Christian Ponder with the Minnesota Vikings, and E.J. Manuel just got selected by the Buffalo Bills. Can you talk about their game and where you see their game growing and going into the future in their NFL?
Oh, man, I think both of them are on the block and some great characters of household names in the NFL. We'll talk about Christian Ponder first. When he first came in, he was a low recruit. Like a two-star recruit like myself. So a lot of people didn't know who he was, and I didn't know who he was either until I got on the practice field and started to see him and see his talent. So I have great respect for Christian Ponder in that aspect of him being a great quarterback and a great athlete. And I know he's gonna turn heads this season. And also with E.J. Manuel, him sitting behind Christian Ponder, I'm happy that he stayed humble and waited it out because as you can see, he's a great talent himself and great individual as well. And I know he's going to do great things as well.
Of course, you came on as an undrafted free agent to the Houston Texans following your senior season at Florida State. Talk about what it was like going in as an undrafted free agent. I mean, you weren't drafted. You go to Houston, but you make that roster. Talk about what that was like for you, being able to make that roster, and then of course your very first season, the Houston Texans make the playoffs for the first time, and how that felt.
Oh, it was great, man. It was a blessing that they kept me on the that I made the roster because actually a lot of people they may or may not know that first day of practice, no pads at all. I broke my arm, so I had to sit out the whole preseason while everybody else got to show their talent. So I didn't know where I stood with them for a long time, but they showed their favor with me and they blessed me and they kept me. Even though I didn't get a chance to show them everything that I could do during the preseason, and then when I got to the playoffs, when the Texans got to the playoffs, and I was blessed to be a part of that team, that was even more of a that was just a surreal moment for me, and also my family because it was his first year not knowing you're gonna make things, and end up being able to play in the playoff game against the Ravens, and then it was a great feeling.
We talked about how you played with two first-round quarterbacks in Christian Ponder and E.J. Manuel. You also played against two quarterbacks. Tim Tebow went in the first round. Geno Smith just went in the second round. What do you think about when you played them? We saw that you sacked both of them, Tim Tebow once, Geno Smith twice. What do you think of their game, and where do you think of their game going forward?
I think that as you can see, Tim Tebow won the Heisman, great athlete. I'm pretty sure he's a great individual. I've never spoke to him, but from what I see on TV, he seems like he's a great individual, and I hope he gets on the team and finally did show exactly everything that he's capable of. And with Geno Smith, we played against him. We beat them, and I forgot what goal it was, but I knew he was going to be a great star just because he had a lot of composure. Even though he didn't. Basically, they were a little outmatched in the sense of the athletes going against Florida State, and he kept his composure and made plays. So I knew he was going to be a good player, and he showed that his senior year.
Of course, 2012 and your second season with the Houston Texans yielded yet another playoff appearance, another playoff win. Now going into 13, describe what it's like for a player like yourself who's in between teams. You're looking to catch on with the roster. Describe what that's exactly like. Is it a deal where you're kind of in contact with an agent every day? Kind of go through what it's like being in your position right now.
Yeah, basically, you just, of course, you're in contact with your agent, and they're making calls, and you're making calls, and trying to see exactly where you stand with different teams, and just working hard and making sure that you're in shape so you can show them your talents once you are something to a team. So, they'll be left with no doubt about your talent. So that's basically all I do. Just work out and grind and make sure I'm going to be available and ready for any team that calls me. So it's a guessing game. So just can't dwell on it. Just make sure you make the best each and every day.
In case any NFL people listen to this podcast, can you describe your game and just how you get ready for a game?
In describing my game, I think I'm a very athletic. I'm pretty big guy, very athletic. I've been told. I'm very aggressive, especially when I know completely what I'm doing, and I started to progress in the Texans playbook in that sense. And I was finally able to start showing my talents and not think so much. So I know I get to the ball. I try to get to the ball faster than anybody else, and from film I believe everybody can see that. So that's basically my game. I'm a big guy that can run fast and hit hard. I forgot the rest of the.
Well, I think we can come to one conclusion. The Texans made the playoffs your 2 years in Houston. Is it safe to say that in 2013, since you are no longer a part of that team, that the Houston Texans will not be in the playoffs in 2013? Can we go ahead and make that prediction right now?
I wouldn't say so. I mean, I'm just for playing with those guys. They're a great group of guys and very competitive. And I know what type of people, what type of coaching staff it is, and they will surprise a lot of people. I mean, you can't look over Aaron Foster, J.J. Watt, and a lot of other people that I know I'm missing. But they have a team stacked full of talent. You know, I mean, I'm not angry at all. Just waiting on the chance. You know, I know they'll do great things, but that's a big no on the whole predicting that they won't make the playoffs.
Well, hey, great stuff. Hey, you took the high road there. I was trying to bring you down and go the low road, but you stayed classy just like you always have. Florida State Seminole, Houston Texan, Mr. Alexander, we can't thank you enough for coming on the show today. We're going to be watching your career. We know you'll catch on with the team. We will be keeping in touch as your career progresses, and we just hope you stay positive and keep a positive outlook, and we know we'll see you on a team in 2013. So thanks for joining us. We really appreciate it, my man.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me.
Appreciate it.
Take care.
Thanks a lot, mister. Enjoyed having you on, and I tell you what, here's a guy looking for a team. I think he's going to find one. He had some special team success there in Houston, backed up Brian Cushing as a linebacker, so I think there's a room for his type of athlete, this big, strong, athletic, fast type of linebacker. You got to have him.
Well, if any team out there wants to make the playoffs, you better go sign Mr. Alexander. The only 2 years he was with the Texans, the first 2 years they make the playoffs. Looks like you can bank on the Texans not making the playoffs in 2013, as Mr. Alexander is not on that roster.
Although he did disagree with us on that. So we will see what happens.